What up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to the next episode of
Don't do that.
On 16 TV and 16 TV 2. Well, it's been a rather interesting week so far. A bunch of bullshit, too much bullshit to be able to look for and look through because there's just a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bull shenanigans. You got war times and
I wonder who's at the center of all of the bullshit.
Fucking taco titties.
I wonder who.
And war crime Hegseth himself. Both of them. Wasting money. Just money being thrown everywhere, you guys. Bunch of tax dollars for why? Oh, shit.
And the airports are filled with ICE agents.
What does that sound like to you?
Oh. I wrote a little song about it.
Oh, did you?
Like to hear it?
Love to hear it.
I'll sing it to you. Am I going first or are you going
first? I'm pulled up first last time.
I cannot remember. I think it may have been me.
I don't know.
Time. You want me to go first?
I don't care. I got I mean, we could talk about the toll the war is having on the American people in the military. I mean, after all.
Well, the hottest news right now, of course, is the war. But a lot of people are really irritated with the newest development.
Well, stay irritated.
Well, on Monday, Donnie Two Dolls let ICE take over at the airports. So they are backing up the TSA who have not been paid in like 38 days now. They've been working without pay. And the ICE agents that are standing next to them at work, they getting paid.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They getting their money. Oh, yeah, the ICE agents is getting paid. In fact, the ICE agents got like a treasure trust, a whole like bunch of money, like $100 million this summer. So they just sitting fat cats because, and the reason that the government is shut down is because of the SAVE Act, which is Jim Crow 2.0. And of course, they want to give more money to ICE. And the Dems is like, fuck you.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's why the government shut down for 6 weeks now. Second time. Yeah.
Yeah, in one presidency.
Yeah.
HOD. House of Dank, it is our spot.
That is the spot.
Web Weavers. Cherry Runts. Cherry Runts.
And I heard that pop. She's popping the cherry.
I sure am. I'll pop the cherry.
All right. So, as I was saying, this is actually out of the playbook of... Oh, no, 16, you're not right again, are you? Yeah, I am. It's out of the playbook of Project 2025. It states clearly on page 159 of the Mandate for Leadership, it explicitly calls for the privatization of the TSA to save money, privatizing the TSA to save money, and to deunionize the workforce. So now we are 6 weeks into a DHS funding standoff. They are using the shutdown to prove that the TSA doesn't work so that they can replace it for good with what you're experiencing now. ICE. Okay. Now your travel experience is being weaponized to dismantle a 25-year-old security system. This is the second time in 12 months that the TSA have been forced to work without pay.
Find a better job, guys.
After the record-breaking 43-day shutdown last fall, the TSA workers are back at food banks, but ICE are already detaining passengers. Okay. The TSA is being starved out, creating a manufactured vacuum, while ICE agents standing next to them are still getting paid. The goal is to make the wait time so painful that travelers will actually beg for privatization. Now, I'm gonna stop right there because I actually saw a brother at one of the airports that was saying, "I know this would be unpopular opinion, but if they helping the lines move like this, people are getting to where they need to go. We probably need
The thing
more of
is,
them."
though, is it's not making it's not making the security lines go faster.
It really
Okay,
isn't.
it's not.
It really isn't.
Okay, you
People
can
are
get
still waiting
to
3 to 5
the
hours.
security line faster, but you're still waiting.
Yeah, yeah, you're still gonna wait at the checkpoint. So this is over 400 TSA officers have quit. Wait times have reached have had to reach a checkpoint are averaging between 3 to 5 hours. And why is the government shut down? Oh yeah, that's probably because of Jim Crow 2.0, aka the Save Act, because Trump says he won't sign anything until they pass the Save Act.
And
And the
because,
Save Act is
let's
that
see
thing that we
here,
were telling you about where they're going to have you all fucked over, where you got to have your original birth certificate, and then you got
which
to jump through
is,
all these hoops and hurdles in order to vote because
go.
he's scared for the midterm. That's that bullshit that he on.
Well, I had a thought there for a second, but I forgot it.
Huh?
I had a thought for a second, but never mind.
So yeah, and they're also trying to get more funding for ICE. That's the other thing that they're trying to do. And yeah, the Democrats are like, no, we already got what? Didn't they just give them 170 million?
I don't know. They're just giving them a bunch of our money, but it doesn't matter, I guess, to very many of y'all fruitcakes out there anyway. So,
Well, that's the only story that I
because,
have.
well, this war is already taking a toll on not just the military, but, on our pockets as well. Uh, you have already, to begin with, we have the higher grocery prices, gas prices. Um, Everything is higher now. And then this war is taking a toll on America's military with the rising casualties, dwindling munition stockpiles, and a sidelined aircraft carrier, and numerous downed aircrafts just 3 weeks into the conflict. But we've lost how many lives already when it comes to the people that fight for us? Oh, at least 13 U.S. service members have been killed. Another 232 have been injured since the U.S. Israel war against Tehran began just on February 28th. 16 American aircrafts have been destroyed. The USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier was damaged in a laundry room fire earlier this month, which also costed 100 beds also. And American forces are quickly blowing through stocks of air defense and long-range munitions. The U.S. has made preparations for deploying U.S. ground forces to go into Iran. However, they have yet to do so because we know that indeed we would lose because they're waiting for us. Um, with everything that is going on, we are uh, we are being threatened in other areas of the world, mainly in the Indigo Pacific. Now, Seth Jones is a former Pentagon official, now with the Center for Strategic and International Studies, had stated, "The problem, I think, is several fold. You're taking an area that is not your top priority, and you're now sort of blown through readiness and maintenance issues with aircraft and ships that will be important for a China contingency operation." Because we know that China sees us fucking shit up, so they're about to make their way in through Iran, South Africa, all those places that we originally had deals with. Okay. Now, even if there was these so-called talks, the U.S.-Israeli offensive in Iran continues, with reports Monday that senior military officials are weighing a possible deployment of a combat brigade from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division. The Pentagon also last week reportedly sped up the deployment of 1,000 more Marines and 3 warships to the region. The 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, made up of at least 2,200 Marines, set off from San Diego abroad the amphibious assault ship USS Boxer on Wednesday, 3 weeks sooner than expected, but it's still a month away from reaching the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. This deployment follows less than a week after the 31st Marine Unit, with 22 Marines, left the area and expected to arrive in the region as early as this week. This war, or conflict, if you will, is costing us almost $1 billion a day. Pete Warhegseth had already stated that they need another $200 billion, which would then end up bringing us to a total of $1 trillion that we have put into this war already. At least 16 aircrafts have been shot down or crashed, including 10 Reaper drones, 3 F-15s, and a KC-135 tanker. This is what Bloomberg had reported. Okay, 5 other KC-135s were reportedly damaged by an Iranian missile strike on an airfield in Saudi Arabia. An American F-35 fighter jet was forced to make an emergency landing after a combat mission on Thursday in the Middle East. Now, here's the cost of each one of those things. A Reaper can cost upwards of $56.5 million a piece. F-15s can go for $90 million to $97 million. A KC-135 are worth $70 million to $80 million, and the F-35 is the most costly, coming in at $90 million to $100 million per plane.
So why are we wasting all this fucking money? And he can't even tell us why we're at war. And then you told us last year in July that their capabilities of nuclear capabilities were completely obliterated. So why?
Oh, that was June 25th.
Yeah. So why the fuck are we over there?
And don't use the protesters as an excuse, because we have protesters over here dying.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Protesters
regime change my ass. We want your ass to get changed.
Like the person
the fuck
over in they've been interviewing, like they had said, you're worried about what goes on in our country, basically,
and
while your own people protesting are being murdered and killed in the streets as well, and you're worried about what's happening in another person's country. One, you don't even know the full facts of this shit.
Because he got BB's dick up his ass.
And because it was BB's people who ended up making everything violent over there. At the end of the day, it's like you can't, I believe somebody from over there.
I don't care what you got going on. You sound fucking stupid. You're back in this war. We're over there for no fucking reason. And I don't give a fuck what strategic bullshit you try to throw. Well, did you know that he actually cut off this and he did this? I don't care. Why are we over there? Why are our lives being risked? Why? All for what? What threat was posed?
Oil.
There was no threat posed.
Oil.
You bending over for Bibi Netanyahu because he's been bitching and moaning that they're this far away from nuclear capability, they're this far away, and he's saying that they're this far away. He's been saying this shit for how long? And they ain't no bombs fly, ain't no bombs flew.
Decades.
And how come? Here we go again. How come? How come when Obama we was actually able to talk to it wasn't no nuclear what? Now all of a sudden, here we go again. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Because of your dumbass orange president. That's why.
Not only are we
fucking stupid.
Not only are we at risk when it comes to certain things, we have up to 200,000 adoptees at risk of being deported from the U.S.
When you replace a judicial doctorate with a bachelor's degree in economics. That's what you get.
So we have up to 200,000 international adoptees in the U.S.
Dummies.
Who are at risk of detention or deportation by the Trump administration because they were never granted U.S. citizenship, according to a new report.
Yeah.
Many adoptive parents have failed, and this is what pisses me off, is that the kids are the ones that have to suffer for this. Is because the parents that have adopted the kids. Many adoptive parents failed to complete the citizenship process for their children who were born overseas, leaving tens of thousands without legal status despite living in the US for most of their lives. And that's right from the New York Times. Most immigrants know from the very beginning what they have to do to gain legal status. Minnesota-based family law attorney Monica Dooner Lindgren told the publication, but many adoptees have never questioned whether or not they have it until now. The Trump administration's immigration raids are especially concerning for people living in Minnesota, which has one of the highest rates of international adoption of any U.S. state.
Release the Epstein files.
Past legislation, such as 2001 law, granted automatic citizenship to adoptees under 18, but excluded older individuals. A new bipartisan bill, the Protect Adoptees and American Families Act, aims to address these gaps. And the fact that these parents, you adopted children overseas and didn't do what the fuck you were supposed to do, and these kids have to be the ones to suffer? How is that in anywhere fair to the kids because the adults didn't do their part? Should we be shipping the adults to where they adopted these kids from? Because they failed as the person taking care of that child. I'm sorry, there's no way you can disagree with that. Because an adult adopted a child overseas and didn't do their job as the adult, and now the child has to suffer. Where does that make sense? I'm really curious on that.
We live in a crazy world.
Because none of this seems to be making any sense to me.
It's not gonna make sense because it doesn't make sense.
And people are crazy. People are crazy. You know, now we're following Netanyahu in the war.
But keep your eyes on the ball.
And I
Release
feel
the Epstein files.
And I feel, because I was listening to an interview when it came to one of the people from Iran that they talked to, one of the prime ministers from over there. They were talking about how just like any other protest, no matter where you go, was peaceful protest. But then you have those that will infiltrate your protests and turn it into something that it's not fucking supposed to be.
CIA.
So you have people from Israel, in order to start a conflict, you have to make things look bad.
Destabilizing.
So they'll go to a protest, make the protest violent, and then what ends up happening? Oh, we need your help, United States. Because the thing is if that was the case, then why was everybody saying that we weren't supposed to do that? If we're allowed to do stuff like that. But America first, though, right? Right. Okay. All this money that I just listed off on how much we could be saving. America could be saving a lot of money right now. You guys are fucking fantastic. That's all I got for you. I ain't got shit else, bro.
I only have the one story.
You guys are fucking depressing. Supporting people like that. I don't get it. Like I'm not giving any stars to the Democrats either when it comes to certain things. So don't even try to put that down in there. Because I know they're both trash. They've been proving it. Now they'll prove that they ain't shit as long as they keep themselves on the right track when it comes to the SAVE Act. Don't bitch out this time. Because if you bitch out, you're fucked. Not just us, but y'all fucked more than we are, because the question is, do you remember how to survive? Do you remember how to survive without anybody else's money? If you let this pass, you guys are going to be without a job. Are you ready for the food banks? Are you ready for what some kids, like my own kids, come up with sometimes? Savage Kitchen? Where you got to figure out what you're going to put in together just to make a meal? Wonder when the last time they had to struggle. You let this pass, you're going to find out real quick what it is to struggle again. Some of y'all won't have a job, a home, car. You ready? Don't let it pass. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified. For Christ's sakes. All right, guys. We'll see you next time on fucking Friday, all right? Have a great week.